Hey, good morning everybody. Uncle Bodie here with Uncle Bodie's Homestead. Been a while since I've been on here, but I've got some updates. Pretty cool updates. Okay. First thing is, garden's doing good. Got corn, potatoes, peppers, squash, everything going pretty good. Unfortunately, all my 300 something seedlings that I planted were attacked the other night by something and pretty much decimated all of them. So I'll be starting over. One thing I want to talk about today is fertilizer. Free fertilizer, right? So in today's world, we know that, well, like I was saying, in today's world, we know that supply chain and all that, stuff happening to us. Fertilizer scarce and pretty expensive. So as I'm studying and learning everything, I've come across the rabbit poo tea. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm a believer. It worked. Now let me show you something here. These squash plants, which are producing very, very well, I planted or transplanted in the ground probably 3 weeks before I did this row right here. Now look at how big the second row is compared to the first row. They're catching up pretty fast, and that's because of that rabbit poo tea that I made. I mean, amazing stuff. There's recipes out there for it. Pretty basic. I took maybe 5 pounds of rabbit poo, 5 pounds of dried leaves, 5 pounds of grass clippings, equal parts of everything, and probably half a pound of used coffee grounds. Mix that all together, put it in my shed and let it pretty much cure for about a week, I guess. And I came out and applied it, and when I did, within 4 days, my garden just blew up. I mean, I got more squash than I possibly know what to do with. I'm giving it away to one of our neighbors, some of it. We'll start canning here soon, but it was surprising to me how well that fertilizer worked. And the proof's in the pudding right there. These plants have only been in the ground, this second row have only been in the ground maybe 2 weeks, if that, and they were real small. Now, I don't know if squash just grows that fast or what, but I'm convinced rabbit poo tea is awesome. Another thing I want to talk about are pest control, bug controls. I'm trying to go, what they say, organic, right? I don't know if that's actually a thing or just a marketing ploy, but I'm just going to use organic. I want to go as all natural as possible. Well, I started noticing that my pepper plants were starting to be nibbled on, and I've lost a couple, which is just part of it. But I sprayed some of that BT stuff on there. It's supposed to be organic, like insecticide, bug control. Seemed to work okay. What really worked is letting some of these native weeds grow in. Okay, now people say you have a garden with weeds in it. It's not very nice looking, and it doesn't and it pretty much shows your care on how you like your things looking. I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, now here what I have is some extra compost for my first load. Now, if you look at all these native plants growing in this compost, so you can see that little damn beetle, these little beetles and stuff right here, right? They just totally decimated these leaves, right? Now, this compost pile with all the native weeds and grass is 10 feet from my garden, okay? Now, I'm convinced that this native grass, native weeds are what the native insects like, okay? Now, there's nothing on my corn. See, there's a beetle right there, okay? But he's not chewing on nothing. There's a beetle right there, okay? But they're not causing that much damage to my garden. You know, tomato plants, yeah, there's nothing on the tomato plants, okay? They're leaving that alone. Pepper plants, you know, a little bit, not much, right? Like this one right here has a little bit, a lot of bit, I'd say, but just take these off and see how it goes. This is all experimental for me, even though I've learned a lot. But what I want to show you is, find a good example here. Okay, now let's look at this native weeds and grass. You see how they're torn up there? You see that? And I showed you that big compost pile, but look how torn up they are. Compare that to my pepper plants, right? There's a few little spots here and there, but for the most part, they are leaving them alone. And let's say trap crop, okay? I didn't plant that stuff, it just grew. And what it is doing, that I found, that it is taking these beetles and just the insects out of my garden 10 feet over to my compost pile, right? Or they're going after all the native grass. You see that? These native weeds and grass are preventing, or minimizing, I should say, the effects on my garden plants. So trap cropping is what it's called. I didn't do it on purpose. Found out by accident, but it's working. It's working real good today. So today I'm going to start burning me some wood, get me some potash going, do some weeding in the garden. I got to hill my corn now because it's starting to come up pretty good, the smaller stuff. You know, I do have a lavender plant in here to bring in the pollinators. We don't have too many bees here yet in this area. I am noticing they're slowly coming in, so I've been hand pollinating all my squash and my tomatoes right now with a lot of success. Today I'm gonna have to come in and till the ground up a little bit, you know, kind of scratch the surface, because I'm starting to get algae growing from a very hard rains we've been having. And you know, my soil doesn't drain that well, but my plants are doing great. They're doing great. I'm pretty impressed. And a lot of guys on YouTube I'd like to thank for sharing their knowledge and you know, teaching me what works and what don't. And pretty exciting, people. It's really exciting. So that's the update for today. I hope what I have to show you works for you if you want to put it to use. And share in the comments anything that you guys do you think that I should look into and possibly adopt. But right now I'm gonna keep going the way I'm going. I think we're getting some good results here. Thanks for watching, and have a great day, folks. Bye bye.